Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of ancient Egypt, was one of history's most captivating figures. Her life was filled with power, romance, and political intrigue, but it was her tragic final days that truly shaped her enduring legacy. Cleopatra's demise wasn't just the fall of a queen. It marked the end of an era. Today, we're diving deep into the complex events leading up to her tragic death and trying to piece together the real story behind her last moments. After the assassination of Julius Caesar in 44 BCE, Cleopatra found herself in an incredibly precarious position. Julius Caesar had been both her lover and protector, and with him gone, her once secure alliance with Rome was suddenly unstable. Egypt was a prosperous but vulnerable kingdom, already weakened by internal strife and years of war. Cleopatra knew that in order to keep her kingdom alive, she had to quickly navigate the shifting political landscape that followed Caesar's death. She was up against not just rivals within Egypt, but a rapidly changing Roman Empire. In the aftermath of Caesar's assassination, Rome descended into chaos, and a new power struggle erupted. Cleopatra's first move was to align herself with another Roman power player, Mark Antony. Antony was one of Caesar's most trusted generals and a member of the powerful triumvirate that now controlled Rome, along with Octavian and Lepidus. Cleopatra and Antony's relationship wasn't just strategic, it was also passionate. Antony was drawn to Cleopatra's intelligence, charisma, and beauty, and the two quickly became lovers. Their alliance, however, was far more than just a romantic affair. It was a calculated move on Cleopatra's part to maintain her power and Egypt's independence. Mark Antony had his own reasons for joining forces with Cleopatra. He needed the wealth and resources that Egypt could provide to strengthen his position in Rome's ongoing civil wars. Cleopatra, in turn, needed Antony's military might to fend off threats both from within Egypt and from Rome. But as their relationship blossomed, it also became a source of scandal and political tension. Antony's enemies in Rome, particularly Octavian, used his relationship with Cleopatra to undermine him, accusing Antony of abandoning Roman values in favor of an exotic foreign queen. The real turning point came in 31 BCE at the Battle of Actium, a decisive naval confrontation between the forces of Octavian and the combined fleets of Antony and Cleopatra. Antony's fleet was ultimately outmatched, and the battle was a disaster for both him and Cleopatra. As Octavian's forces closed in, Antony and Cleopatra were forced to retreat back to Alexandria, where they made their last stand. With their military strength shattered and Octavian's army encircling the city, Cleopatra knew that their time was running out. One of the most pivotal moments during these final days was Cleopatra's realization that Antony's defeat was inevitable. She had long been a master of political maneuvering, using her charm, intelligence, and diplomatic skill to survive in a world dominated by men. But now, even her renowned ability to outwit her opponents was no longer enough to save her kingdom. Alexandria was on the verge of falling, and Cleopatra began to prepare for the worst. She attempted to negotiate with Octavian, hoping to secure a future for herself and her children. But Octavian had no interest in a deal. He wanted total victory, and Cleopatra's defeat was a necessary part of that. With no options left, Cleopatra made one final, fateful decision. According to ancient accounts, she had been keeping a collection of highly venomous asps in her chambers, which she planned to use in the event of her capture. Cleopatra knew that if she were taken prisoner by Octavian, she would be paraded through the streets of Rome as a trophy of war, humiliated in front of the same empire she had once defied. Rather than suffer such a fate, Cleopatra chose to end her life on her own terms. The image of Cleopatra's death, reclining on a bed of silk, calmly applying the deadly snake to her arm, has become one of the most iconic moments in history, though modern historians question the accuracy of this romanticized account. But Cleopatra's suicide was not just a personal act of defiance. It was a political statement. By taking her own life, she denied Octavian the satisfaction of capturing her alive and making her a symbol of his conquest. In death, Cleopatra became a martyr for her people and a symbol of resistance against Rome's expanding empire. Her death also marked the official end of Egypt's ancient monarchy and the beginning of its transformation into a Roman province. The story of Cleopatra's final days is not just a tale of personal tragedy. It's also a reminder of the brutal and unforgiving nature of ancient politics. Cleopatra was a ruler who fought fiercely for her kingdom, her family, and her legacy, but in the end, even she could not escape the power of Rome. Her downfall came not from a lack of intelligence or ambition, but from the overwhelming force of Roman imperialism. Today, Cleopatra is remembered not only for her beauty and her famous lovers, but also for her intelligence, her leadership, and her relentless determination to protect Egypt. Her legacy continues to captivate historians, artists, and filmmakers alike, and her life serves as a powerful reminder of the complex interplay between love, power, and politics in the ancient world. Cleopatra's final act, choosing to end her own life rather than submit to Rome, has become a symbol of defiance and independence. Her death may have marked the end of an era, but her story endures as one of the most fascinating in history. What do you think of Cleopatra's final days? Was she a tragic figure caught in the tides of history, or a brilliant leader who made the best of an impossible situation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out our next video on another influential figure from ancient history, Alexander the Great. Thanks for watching.